Well, I wanted to talk to you about your suggestion for an interview with Dorian about the conditions of the jail system.
Oh, that was an idea right off the top of my head.
Well,
I haven't given it any thought at all.
It was a good one.
Well, what do you think Dorian would think about it?
She never misses a chance to sound off. She'll jump at it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, what about the officials?
I think we can pull some strings.
Here she is, Warden.
Oh, that'll be all for now, Matron. Well, Miss Lord, the matron tells me that you've been making a big commotion over at Cell B Block.
Asking to see the warden is one of the few rights I have left, I believe.
Oh, yes, you can ask to see the warden anytime. I pride myself on running a model prison here. And though it isn't exactly a country club, the women's section has received a lot of praise in the press. Sit down.
Thank you. In my opinion, Warden, your prison is a hellhole.
That's a serious charge, Miss Lord.
I'm well aware of that. And I intend for the rest of the world to find out about it.
Well, Miss Lord, suppose you tell me exactly what you find so awful here.
So many things, Warden, that I had to make a list. Number 1, overcrowding. There are 3 women in my cell. There are 4 in most of the others. You and I both know that's against the law.
Miss Lord, the influx of criminals necessitates such conditions, unfortunately.
Yes, does it also necessitate bad food, filth, indifference on the part of the guards and the matron, and the presence on my floor of a religious fanatic intent on avenging the death of Mitch Lawrence by killing me?
Prison is not supposed to be a day at the beach.
Nor is it supposed to be a day in hell. Now, what do you intend to do about my list?
Well, I can assure you that I will personally check out each and every one of these items on the list.
You will?
You seem surprised.
Frankly, I am. And what do you intend to do after you look into it?
If they are well-founded, I will take them to the proper authorities. You have my word on that.
I must say, this is the most encouraging thing that has happened to me since I was sent here. Unjustly, may I add.
Of course. Well, if that's all.
No, that's not all. There's one other thing.
What is it?
There's a young girl that is in the cell with me, a girl named Diane.
I know her case.
Yeah, don't you think it's absolutely unconscionable that she has been sent here to a maximum security prison when she hasn't even had a trial yet?
A courier for a major drug ring is far from innocent. However, I did not remand her here. The judge did. I am just the warden, and I can do nothing about it. Now, if there is nothing else...
There is something else. There is one other thing.
What is it?
I would like to know where the women prisoners are taken when they are removed from their cells in the dead of night and then brought back the next day utterly exhausted.
I know nothing about such activities.
Well, they come back. They're so frightened, they're even afraid to tell where they've been.
I told you I don't know anything about it.
Warden, I demand to know what is going on with these women.
Miss Lord, a convicted murderer does not demand anything here. Get her out of here.
Let's go, Dorian. Come on.
Warden, do you intend to investigate the things on my list?
Yes.
Come on. Thank you. You see, there's something going on in this prison, and I intend to find out what it is. So after my little talk with the warden, I think we're going to have a big shake-up around here.
Yeah, and you'll probably be the one to be shaken up.
No, really, he listened to everything I had to say, and he said he'd look into everything on the list.
If Grandma had wheels, she'd be a wagon.
Jeannie? Jeannie!
So tired. What?
Listen, I talked to the warden, and I told him about your being taken away at night, and I demanded a full explanation.
I told you not to get us in trouble, Dorian.
You're already in trouble.
And you're making it worse.
I don't understand what's going on here. I thought I'd get some applause or something for sticking up for all of you.
I think you were very brave, Dorian. Thanks for sticking up for me.
It's okay, kid. I'm gonna see to it that you don't have to spend another night in this snake pit.
Dorian,
Yes?
the blessing of the Lord be upon you, sister, because you're going to need it.
Do it any way you want. Just make sure they can't pin it on us. I want Dorian Lord silenced before she can go public.
No problem.
What neat.
You remember that inmate I mentioned, Susan? Well, I think that she would give up her parole for a chance to ice Dorian Lord.
Well, see that she gets the chance.
Clint?
Oh, Tom. Come on in. Help yourself to a cup of coffee.
Thank you. Any word on these goons that held us up at the ball last night?
No, not yet, but Brad Vernon's on the mend.
Oh, good. Good. I'm pleased to hear that. Well, Mary Lynn and I went over to Lambview University this morning. She's enrolled for her sophomore year.
Oh, well, at least her life's on the mend.
Seems that way. Mind you, I'm not about to rush off back to El Paso. I'll stay around a while to make sure she is all right.
Oh, well, you kind of sound like a man who might be looking for a job.
Job? No, no. I've saved enough money to last me, 4 hours.
You saying you don't want to work?
You ever hear a newspaper man say that?
Why? Quit your job at the El Paso Journal and hitch on here at the Banner.
I didn't realize you were so desperate for brilliant reporters.
Well, I'm not, but I could find a place for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Tom, experienced reporters with a fresh perspective are always welcome, and that was a hell of a piece you did on Dorian.
You're not offering me this job because I'm, or possibly could be, Joe Riley's brother now.
Well, that has something to do with it. And if you're half the investigative reporter that Joe was, the Banner will be gaining a first-rate journalist.
Do you suppose that any of our fellow inmates was a manicurist before she came in here? That'd come in handy, wouldn't it? Huh? What do you think? It's my usual color, jungle red. Rather suited to our primitive environment. I think it goes well with the new neutral tones of my fall wardrobe. Oh, come on, honey. You're really in a depression, aren't you?
Give me a reason why I shouldn't be.
Yes, I can. For one thing, I am pretty certain that my ex-husband and my daughter are going to be visiting me here today, and I'm going to tell him all about you, and I'm going to see if he can't get you moved to a minimum security facility.
You really would do that for me.
Why not?
You don't even know me.
I happen to be a very good judge of character, and I knew 5 minutes after I met you that you didn't belong in here. Of course, I don't belong in here either, but I've got a lot of people who are working very hard to get me out. In fact, my ex, Herb is his name, he's going to try and appeal my bail, so I may be out of here in a week.
And I really would be scared without you around.
But you're not listening to me, are you? I am going to get you out, too. Look what just walked in. Do you suppose that through those headphones she can hear the voice of Mitch Lawrence from hell?
New magazines, girl.
Speak of the devil. Oh, my. 1984. Such a good year for magazines.
Faith. Yes, ma'am. I want to talk to you.
I'm glad, though. See, I talked to the warden yesterday about Mitch Lawrence's handmaiden over there.
Yeah.
I'm pretty certain that Matron Spitz is telling Susan to leave me alone.